look at a transaction and figure out, or how to look at a block and figure out if there were MEV transactions in there, or if MEV was exploited on that particular block. Sounds like a winner. We also need to get over here to, there's this Reddit post for 3368, and it looks like it was getting downvoted. Like there's more against than for. And I don't know if like the devs or anything like that is going to look at this, but this meeting, I think.
Don't know if there's anybody in here yet, but give me a second.
So we need to head over there.
We'll wait for Savage Mind to send some people over here. I want to get the link to him. Oh, cool. Crypto Mikkel found it. If he doesn't have the link, if you can give that to him, I would appreciate it.
This is the one that Bisbee Trippin proposed. It's alongside of 1559.
So we'll wait just a few minutes until he's done. You can hear him, so I'm going to shut that off.
To 3 ETH per block. At first, it was like a point.
There we go. All right, I'll keep track of him to see where he's at. Okay. So let me give him a second to finish up. Good. There we go. Can you hear me okay, Mikkel? Crypto Mikkel? Everybody hear me? Make sure everything's set up correctly. Anyone? It looks like I'm working. So give me a quick thumbs up if you guys can hear me. It looks like you do. That's muted, so that should be good. All right, thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah, I forgot to hit low latency, so everything's going to be a little bit more delayed. I was trying to get into this real quick. So he is still talking, so I'm going to wait for just a minute, and then I'll go over it. Right now, I'm looking at the latest one that came through, the 5.45, and that's actually, in fact, while I do this, let me open that in a new tab. That way I got it open, and I can just go straight to it. So I noticed this a little bit ago. When they were when they initially started doing this, they would actually tell us which blocks they actually had an MEV and or had MEV added to it. So when that happened, I started looking at those blocks and trying to see how you can tell whether or not MEV's in it. So all right, he just finished. So let's give everybody just another minute to get in here. Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming over. Like I said, it'll only be like 5 minutes or so, and then I'll answer any questions if anybody has any questions about this. I don't know how Ethermine is going to be showing theirs, but I know how these guys are going to be showing theirs, or have been showing theirs. And it's actually been pretty interesting because I've been keeping track of some of them. All right. Looks like that's probably all I'm going to get, which is fine. Although I wanted to make sure. Savage Mind, are you out there? Thought he might want to come and take a look at what I was trying to explain to him. Oh, okay, perfect. Thank you. Thanks, Savage. All right, so basically this block, the latest one they just did, it says 5.45. That's how much the people that belong to this pool are getting paid out, obviously distributed. You guys all know how pools work. So this is what's getting distributed, but that includes MEV. So when you click on the block number, which I've already done, you get taken here. So this one was only 4.82. That's how much the transaction rewards were the 2.82. The block reward is 2, but yet it was 5.45. That's a pretty significant difference between 4.82 and 5.45. So you can't actually just look at this page and know which one's which. You got to go one by one. So if we go to here, I'm not going to want to lose this page. So yeah, so that one's 4.34, 4.56. That has MEV in it as well. So anytime that this number is larger than what you see in Etherscan's version of the block, the rest of that is MEV. That's the difference between the two. So that's all I was trying to do. Sorry, Sam, I derail your streams when I'm trying to get a point across, and it's so hard to do when all you're trying to do is type and there's that lag and everything. So that's why I was just like, let me just do a quick stream after he's done, since I know he's finishing up. So I just thought this would be easier. Before I let everybody go, anybody have any questions? And there's a little bit more of a lag, so I'm going to have to wait probably 30 seconds before I see a question. Well, I will kind of take that as nobody. Yeah, I thought it was pretty simple. Once you can, just show it, makes things a lot more simple. So, you know what? Hey, that's a great question. Let me see. I haven't mined Ethermine in quite a while. That's my old dashboard. There's nothing left there. Let's see here. Look. Yeah, there they are. So let's take a look. So let's see. See, the problem is when they show this on theirs per block, they don't show what the payout is. So they show the number, the block. I'm just going over this just to make sure that, the server that picked it up, it was mined on, the difficulty, the hash rate, the round time, and the luck. And I think this is the only place where you actually see all of their transactions. Yeah, let me just double check. I haven't been on this website for a while. You got found blocks. Yeah, it doesn't show you anything there. It's possible that they may plan on making some changes. But right now, yeah, I don't see them showing how much they're paying out per block. I think they basically are like, hey, you want to see how much is getting paid out per block? You click on the block number, it takes you to Etherscan. Let me just double check, because this actually comes to a different spot. Well, that's interesting. That's very interesting. You notice something here? So we know that the block reward is 2. Well, that would be 3.88. But yet the reward is 3.92. Now, this is a different site. So now I'm kind of curious. If I go here, let me see here. Oh, here we go. Let's go to 100. True. Okay, so Flexpool doesn't have anything on this page. Shouldn't be as hard to find them. Here we go. Well, that happens to be one that didn't have anything in it, but you can see there that matches up perfectly. So it looks like etherchain.org may be picking up on that. Let me see. Can I do a search on the actual block? Oh, it does let me do the block. Okay, let me do one of the Flexpool blocks. So let me do this one. And let me see. No, see, that one shows just the 4.82. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of interesting because, yeah, this is 4.82, but you can see here that's 5.45. But yet that other one I was looking at for Ethermine, oops, sorry. This one for Ethermine was a little bit higher. Yeah, I would just say, let me take a look at a few more. That's that one. See, now that one matches up perfectly. That one matches up perfectly. That was the same one, sorry. Let me see if I can, see, you can't see which are like the biggest paying ones. Whoop, I must have just duplicated that. Oh no, there it is. I swear to God, that's the same one. All right, let me do this, unless I, oh, for some reason it's putting it out here. Here, let me get rid of these. And then let me just kind of pick a different random one. Yeah, see, there's another one that's a little bit different. So maybe they're somehow adding it into this reward, maybe? I don't know. I'm not really sure how they're showing it. Obviously, they're not showing it on their page, but you might be able to see it here. Because typically, it's relatively small difference, but then one of these times you might get like a half or 3/4. You know, as far as MEV on a particular block. So sometimes just score big. I know that I was having a conversation with Chris from Flexpool, or saw a conversation he was having, where they just missed out on a block where they had like 8 or 9 MEV transactions that were going to be in the same block, and they just missed out on it. So, you know, it's kind of like rolling the dice. It's a little bit of a gamble of whether or not you're going to hit big or not, but it's certainly adding to the rewards. So anyway, let me see if there were any other. Okay, so Fate, your question. As far as I know Crazy Pool is also doing MEV, and the reason why I know that is I saw I don't know if it was a tweet or whatever, saying we pay out 100% of our MEV. That's their big claim to fame. Well, MEV takes some work. It's new. So you saw the way that Ethermine was doing it from Savage's video. So Savage's video was showing that 20%. Only 80% was going to the miners. 20% was going elsewhere. 5% was going to Gitcoin. I don't know. Basically, the place that does the research and pays for research and projects and things like that. And then the other 10 to 15%, I believe, was going towards their R&D to improve the process. So I know that Flexpool has stated they're starting with 10%, but they plan on, as they fully implement it to its full extent, then they were talking about that they might roll that back. Whether they do or not, 10% seems very reasonable to me. But anyway, so those are the ones that I know of. I'm sure there are others that probably want to keep it quiet because they're keeping all the money for themselves. Let me see if there was anything else. Yeah, they have to update the dashboard. That would certainly be nice. I wish that Flexpool would also update theirs. Supposedly they are working on updating their dashboard for a number of different things, and I'm hoping they'll add MEV to that as well. You know it, Mikkel. Anyway. Alrighty. Let's see. Yes, it went rated F. Did I say that? Did I really say that? Anyway, that's pretty funny. I have no idea about Hivon, if they're going to implement it or not. You know, I'm a big fan of HiveOS. I've tried Hivon, not a big fan. For me, everything I've read says that a pool that uses PPLNS is going to be the best paying pool, but it rewards loyalty. So if you're mining Ethereum and you're going to stay mining Ethereum and not be pool hopping, then you want to be on a PPLNS. If not, and you're going to be changing between coins, because especially as we get to 1559, we don't know what is going to be the most profitable coin. So in that case, then maybe a PPS plus payout scheme like Hyvon has would be better because you're getting paid out per share that you proportionally per share. While PPLNS, there's like an averaging as far as, in other words, your payouts build up over time the longer you've been in it, and it has something to do with average hash rate. So you'll see that your payouts grow, and I think they're usually over like about a 6-hour period, but the payouts grow, and then after you shut off, the payouts slowly dwindle away. So I don't know, I think different pools do it with different time frames, but it's done over a period of time. Yes, there's nothing that says an ASIC, FPGA, anybody can mine on whatever pool. There isn't anything inherently different about the way you mine on an ASIC versus on a GPU as far as the pool's concerned. So yes, you can. Yeah, it'll be interesting, Savage, to see that. I honestly don't understand why people mine on a pool like F2 Pool that has like a 3% pay when everybody else is 1%. I just don't get it. I don't get it. The only thing I can think of is that if you are an everyday miner and you want to go mine on F2 Pool, then it's 3%. But everybody else, it's a negotiated rate. So if you look at Flexpool, for instance, Flexpool, if you had the ability to do it, you could actually go in there and actually lower your payout to 0 to the pool. You are able to do that. If you have I forget what the process is, but you need a wallet that can basically sign a transaction saying that this is what you want to do. And so if you are a miner like me that's mining to an exchange and not to a wallet, that becomes much more difficult. So anyway, long story short, yes, I believe all pools will either have to implement this or have to lower their fees in order to compete. So if you have people that are just getting into it and don't understand MEV and they see one pool's at 1% and another pool is at a 0.5%, or for instance, Hyvon that's at 0, well, somebody who is not knowledgeable about it may decide to go with that 0% pool instead. So, and then the other part of it is that, okay, so now you have MEV where everybody's taking a different portion of that. So is that 1% really 1%? You know, how much is that? How much MEV is being generated, and therefore what used to be 1% at Flexpool, maybe it's 1.05%. Anyway, we're dealing in new waters, and things will change in the next couple months, and we'll see how things kind of flesh themselves out. Alrighty, guys, I've already went way longer than I thought I was going to go, but thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Hopefully that clears up at least how it's shown on Flexpool, and how you can see it directly, and that they're paying more than what. And in fact, so like I'm just going to go back over this for anybody that might have been late. This is a transaction that was recently mined by Flexpool, 4.82. It's the one that ends in 089. And over here, this is a 089 block, and it's 5.45. So doing quick math, that's another 0.6 Ethereum, another 10%, over 10% added to this block from MEV. So pretty cool stuff. Isn't happening on all transactions, but I think I've been looking at it, it's like maybe a quarter to a third of all transactions have MEV on them right now, and they haven't even fully implemented it. They're very open about it. They still have a lot of work to do on it, so they're hoping to continue to make it better. I won't go into all the detail, but there's front running and back running for MEV. And I believe they've only implemented one of the two, so they still have to implement the other. So there's a lot of different things going on. So anyway, thanks for coming, guys, and have a good night.